Greetings everyone, it's your favorite caffeine sipper Godot. Now I've had a new idea for a while and thought that I might as well give it a go. Not only because neither of these really gonna be an argument, but the creator can only come up with so many debates and take in so much. So in this new series called Godot's Thoughts, I'm simply sharing my feelings and opinions on certain topics. Starting with a special request by Rafa Mafan 155, my top 3 animes. Very good question, Rafa. Though, I'll be quite honest, I don't really watch anime. Not that I hate it or anything, there's just usually other things that capture my attention. I also just can't seem to really commit to watching most series to the end, either because I get distracted or into the explain everything phase. Enough yapping though. You came here to hear my top 3. It's no doubt gonna be Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Now, some of you may hear that and think it's too basic or think I could have picked better. Keep in mind I'm not a total anime enthusiast, though I must give some honorable mentions to shows like MHA, Dantaran, One Punch Man, and Naruto, the first, not Shippuden. And if you just don't like my selection, good for you, I guess. I'm not forcing you to like these, like how one might try to force you to try some matcha. You go on liking whatever you like. Now, I do have something to confess. I'm a bit of a Dragon Ball watcher. And what I mean is that I've never actually watched a Dragon Ball Z anime, aside from Abridged. When I was a kid, my main exposure to Dragon Ball was the video games, especially this hunk of garbage right here. Yeah, I actually sat down and I seriously played that as a child. You need to understand though, I had a limited game library back then. Either way, the game did show how cool Dragon Ball was. The iconic transformations, the cool characters, the flashy fights. Plus, I did end up watching Super and most movies that came after it, my favorite being Battle of Gods. My main problem with Dragon Ball though is the direction Super is taking. It's not terrible, but the god transformations feel so irrelevant and out of place. Plus, the fact that it's supposed to be connected to the ending of Z means we know for sure that none of the characters die. This means there really won't be any stakes for the characters unless Toyotaro wants to break canons. It's whatever though. Now, One Piece is a bit more unique. I did play the games before I got to the anime, but I really began watching it out of boredom and thought, well, this is part of the big 3, so it might be worth my time. And man, I was not wrong. The world building is outstanding, the characters are super fun to watch, and the animation is just so fluid and beautiful. Now, I haven't been completely caught up since Wano, but I wouldn't mind catching up again. However, that leads me to the main problem, the pacing. Honestly, you know the pacing is dog shit when your fans have to create an entire website that cuts out certain scenes to make the story go on faster. It's like having a really great latte, but the coffee shop you order from wants to order from in the middle of making your order. Now, I get there's supposed to be dramatic tensions, or sometimes animators need to take shortcuts to help episodes reach 20 minutes, but this is just straight unacceptable. Other than that, the anime really is worth watching for 1,000 plus episodes. It's even one of the only few animes with a really good live action adaptation, which I would recommend newcomers to try first if they want to dip into the series for the first time. Last but not least, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, a true staple in anime history. The designs of the characters and the stands, and the writing of the plots and characters, and just the power systems alone make it all worth the watch. Admittedly, before I was into it, I was judging hard. Honestly though, who wouldn't after seeing scenes like this? Honestly though, every anime is full of weird stuff. JoJo's just isn't scared to add on to it. However, it most definitely has its flaws when I look back at it. The animation is really stiff most of the time, barely any choreography to be found. Speaking of which, the fights can be pretty boring. I understand JoJo fights are mainly about strategy and outsmarting your opponent, but half the time the characters are just explaining what's already happening on the screen. I get they want to make it accurate to the manga, but I want to see what's going on, not just having it explained to me. Other than those nitpicks, it's always great to see the story of the Joestars and watching them deal with these insane situations they're in, like a team of baristas scrambling on a rush on their cafe. I can't wait for more Steel Ball Run to come out. Well, if they ever decide to continue it. Seriously, how is Netflix gonna blue ball us with one episode and do nothing else? Anyway, that's all for today though. Godot out.